If you're a frequent PNW Haunts and Homicides listener, you probably already know we're Birdie ambassadors.
We wanted to take a quick moment to tell you a little bit more about this awesome product.
Birdie is the modern personal safety alarm made for women by women.
In a situation where you feel threatened or unsafe, you can simply activate Birdie's loud siren and flashing light to create a diversion.
Birdie is perfect to carry anytime because the device is lightweight and comes in a variety of colors.
So important. Use our ambassador link and coupon code PNW Haunts and Homicides to receive 10% off your purchase. Like our social media handles, the coupon code is all spelled out, no special characters.
You can find the link and promo code in our show notes or PNW Haunts and Homicides link tree.
Have a safe ass day.
Hi, Caitlyn.
Hi, Cassie.
Funny meeting you here.
I know.
Oh, hey, look, it's all the creepy people.
Wait, what?
They're all outside the window looking at us. You don't see them?
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
I have to tell you.
Oh, no.
This is just a brief aside.
Oh, no.
No, so obviously, if you're on the Patreon, you can see that usually my bed is like directly behind us when we record. In front of us is a gigantic window, and our new mic stands cast a very large and kind of weird, unwieldy shaped shadow at night. And also Chris sometimes likes to like angle the blinds, and if we don't remember to like totally close them at night, then I'm like, oh no, I'm just 1,000% convinced that there's somebody out there, which we actually have had somebody out there.
Oh gosh, get out of here.
But I always see shadows like kind of like outside the window or yeah. So creepy people, if you could do me a favor and not hang out just outside my window.
That'd be great. Thanks.
Yeah, because it will just confirm my absolute worst fears. So that is all.
I'm just kidding. They're not really there. Well, this is PNW Haunts and Homicides.
Oh my God. I totally forgot we're recording a podcast. Yeah. Okay.
We usually forget. We just get to chit-chatting.
Yeah. All right. Well, here we go.
Here we go. Today we're going to be talking about the different types of hauntings. Was that spooky?
I mean, it was definitely scary.
Thank you.
Like, kind of one of those devious, like, evil Disney villain laughs.
That's what I was going for.
Okay, so you nailed it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be talking about the different types of hauntings, what causes them, and we're doing this for kind of a reason.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you want to tell them?
So you know how like literally every other episode we're telling you about some creepy ass shit that's happened in my apartment? Like, I need to know what's going on.
Yeah. So we're going to try to figure it out.
Yeah. I do not have high hopes just because it seems like it's pretty persistent, and I kind of think it could be the ghosty bus stop type situation. So I think it's just a rotation of all kinds of little creepy critters.
It could be.
But
it could be, and we'll talk about it. We'll get into it.
We're gonna learn some things.
So this is kind of going to be like a little series of episodes. So it's going to start with these different types of hauntings, which we'll get into it, but a haunting doesn't necessarily mean like the typical ghost haunting.
Ooh.
Yeah, different sort of paranormal things can also haunt you. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah, we're gonna get into
Neat.
those, and then we're gonna do another episode about cleansing your space. So, how to maybe try to get rid of these negative or just unwanted energy.
Bothersome.
Yeah, bothersome. Then we're going to do an episode about like DIY paranormal investigating.
Okay.
Yeah, so that will be really fun. And then we might test out a couple of those things on Caitlyn's haunted as fuck apartment.
Excellent.
So these series of episodes are all for Caitlyn.
Oh.
They were at her request.
I mean, technically, but I'm a little scared now.
We'll be fine.
I hope so. Yeah.
We'll get some good protective things. Definitely if like something starts to go crazy, like something crazy is happening, we're going to shut it down and like not continue, you know?
Yeah.
We're not just going to, because we're obviously not professional paranormal investigators. So anything I learn is going to be from like watching Ghost Hunters, not Ghost Adventures, because I'm not going to take any of their tactics.
I don't think it sounds like that's not a strong strategy.
Taunting is not good. We're not going to be doing that. Yeah. We're going to be as careful and safe as possible. And we'll get into that obviously with the investigating episode and stuff. So are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Oh God.
So the first type of haunting we're going to be talking about is an intelligent or interactive haunting, which is kind of the most common thing you think of when you're talking about ghosts. This is going to be the consciousness of an actual person that was living on this planet, on this earth at one point.
Okay. Like on this plane.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
That we can see and hear and talk to, like just a real physical person that has passed away. The theory is that our consciousness or our soul is all energy, and the energy gets released when our physical bodies pass away. So this is like the typical spirit that you think of.
Okay.
They will respond to questions. I mean, obviously, like, not directly. Like, you're like, hey, ghost, what's your name? They're not going to just answer you with a voice.
I mean, that would make things a lot easier.
A lot easier, right? But then we wouldn't have things like paranormal investigators and things. Okay. So,
yeah, I mean,
there are many ways to communicate, like knocking or moving something or like turning on and off a light.
Yeah, that's rude. Okay. Like, don't touch my stuff. And listen, we pay the electric bill, not you. Okay?
But if you're asking them a question, though, and they're like trying to respond by knocking or like turning lights on and off or like flashlights or something like that.
Yeah. Or like a space heater.
Right. Hey, are you cold? The space heater goes on. We've all seen those like fancy devices on Ghost Adventures and stuff. You know, like that one where the word pops up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are really cool. I can't remember what it's called. And you know what? I'm not going to go Google it because we've talked about it before.
In another episode.
And I was like, oh, what's that thing called? And we
still don't remember.
Sometimes you'll catch a voice on a recording device called an EVP. What's that stand for again? Electronic voice phenomenon.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I've looked that up before.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, we know that one. That one's the easy one. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of some of the ways they can communicate or talk to you or answer questions. They can also communicate by giving you kind of an emotional reaction. So if you're like all of a sudden feeling like a really heavy sense of sadness or something, that could be attributed to a ghost trying to like say, hey, like this is kind of what I'm feeling. Are you feeling it too?
Yeah. I don't want to, but yes.
Right. And also that could go for happiness too. I mean, I'm assuming. So if you have like a happy ghost around, maybe you're feeling like a lot of joy. Does that not happen at your apartment?
Yeah, I'm going to go with no.
I'm going to go with no.
No. I think the ghost, if it's interacting with us emotionally, it's largely not in a positive way.
Oh, no.
I think it's also hiding the remote.
It could be.
Mm-hmm.
That could be, and we'll get into that kind of stuff later, which is really funny that you mentioned that. Keep that in mind, everybody.
Oh, great.
And it's at the very end. So they can also communicate by like a physical reaction. So if you're feeling like cold or chills, dizziness, headaches, or nausea.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you get any of that?
Only just like every day.
And that's kind of funny too, because sometimes when I get the chills for like no reason, you get that shudder and I'm a ghost ran through me.
Shake it.
So I think just like ghosts run around all the time and they like run into you and like give you the chills. That's just what goes on in my brain.
Cool.
Cool. They can show themselves either like full-bodied apparitions or partial.
Yeah, the partial thing. I'm not partial to that.
Well, they can't always like collect enough energy to show you their whole body.
Okay, I was thinking more like in the instance of like the headless horseman.
Oh,
yeah. I don't care for that.
Yeah, if someone like passed away and they're, I mean that could happen. They could also show themselves in orb form, like wisps or mists. It was too many S's all at once. Whips.
All up in my whip.
Wisps and mists. Oh my gosh, that was hard.
That's hard. It's a challenge.
Why did I write it like that?
I don't know. Because the alliteration of it, it sounds good.
That's true. They can also like make noises, like banging.
You don't say.
Yeah, banging.
Banging.
They can emit odors like perfumes or like a smoky smell. So if like your grandfather or something smoked a lot of cigars and passed away, you might smell like that smell. Or like in Piddock Mansion where they smelled like the rose scent, even though, the grounds are covered in roses. But still, like that still could be a thing. Also in Raven's Manor when they said that they smelled
rose.
Was it roses
it was rose.
too?
Yeah, that's why Trisha was saying that in her mind, she didn't know the name of this woman that she kept seeing. But in her mind, it was like she kind of, they ended up nicknaming her Rose.
Yeah,
because they would get that rose scent.
Oh, that's
I
so
know.
sweet.
It's so sweet. I'll never let go. Different rose, probably, but.
So these ghosts may be attached to the land. They could be attached to a person or an object. Some reasons why they might be attached are things like unfinished business, which that reminds me of Casper.
Yeah.
Traumatic death, like a car accident or a murder. And with a murder or something along those lines, it could be the trauma keeping them here, or it could be like the murderer has yet to be caught or was never caught. So they're kind of like, hey, I can't rest because my murderer's out there.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
That's super sad.
I mean, I'm not investigating any unsolved murders in our state right now.
Right.
So
No.
I'm sure they're not trying to reach out to me or anything. It's fine.
Oh. Maybe that's it. Maybe you're just attracting the ghosts because they're like, hey, tell my story.
I don't know, because I have not covered unsolved cases, and this has definitely been ongoing, but it'll be interesting to see if, while I'm working on some of these, especially like the old-timey cases, if I'm seeing a lot of activity.
That's interesting, though, because it's, even though you haven't covered one yet, like they might know that you're thinking about it or that you have the possibility of covering it.
Maybe.
So like maybe they're trying to just get your attention and be like, hey bitch, cover me.
Yeah. I mean, ironically, what I'm working on right now has It's come from a book that has been on my shelf for quite some time.
Interesting.
So
Interesting. That would be really cool if you could get like a timeline. Have you had that book since you moved in?
I'm going to have to look at my Amazon order history. Now I'm actually
Now we're
thinking,
curious.
Okay.
Now I feel like we're getting onto something.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm like, okay, is this like way hokey? But like, I really am kind of starting to feel like, are we on to something?
I mean, that's the whole point of this, is to try to figure it out. So if we have any theories, or if you guys have any theories too, we're just trying to figure this shit out.
Okay. So I haven't had it since I first moved in here, but pretty close.
Interesting.
So here's the thing. This book, I didn't actually get it until November, but it had been on my wish list for probably at least a couple months prior.
These ghosts are like infiltrating the Google, what's that called?
They're working slowly, the SEO, or
I don't know, the thing that keeps all the information on you.
Oh, I got cookies.
Yeah, the cookies. That's what I was thinking. The ghosts are getting into the computer cookies.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's
I don't
interesting. Know. Okay, it's something to keep in mind. Also, I know like weather and clouds and stuff, but when we started talking about that and you were pulling it up, it got really dark in here.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Yeah. It's been sunny all day, and then now it's kind of back to being sunny, so that is a little bit.
I mean, I know it's the clouds float around in the sky and cover the sun. I know how it works, okay, but still.
No, but it's been consistently sunny
and it
the
chose
whole time.
That moment to get dark all of a sudden. And now it's doing it again. Okay, fun. All right.
Again, if you could just use your words, it would be a lot easier.
Yeah. If you're listening, we're recording, and these mics are recording devices. So if you would have anything to say, you are more than welcome to say them into the mics.
Yeah. Cassie has a lot more extra space over there.
She's lying.
Next to her. So that's probably where I would go if I were you.
You're more than welcome over here in my space. Okay. So we were talking about unfinished business being a reason they could linger around. I'm trying to find my spot.
Yeah. We took a bit of a detour because that just like kind of immediately.
Yeah. Ooh. So another reason they could be hanging around here is their death might have been very, very sudden, and they might not know that they've actually died.
Oh.
Yeah, which is very, very sad.
Yeah.
They might have a Sting connection. A connection to Sting?
Oh my God. Like when
strong.
Phoebe tried to get those concert. I was saying like when Phoebe tried to get the concert tickets.
Oh, I'm not remembering.
Oh my God. So Ross's little boy went to not daycare. He went to school with Sting's son.
Right.
And she pretended to be one of Ben's moms.
It's just like that.
It's identical, really.
So they might have a strong connection to a loved one and are not ready to let go, or vice versa. You might have a connection to them and you're not ready to let go. They also might be scared of like Judgment Day and like not wanting to move on, because if you think about it, like they might not know what's on the other side either.
Oh, like they think they're going to hell?
I mean, maybe, or maybe they
or
just
limbo,
don't,
or wherever.
They just don't want to jump into the unknown, you know? Like they're just like us. They're people too. So they could be just as scared.
They're kind of like us.
These ones specifically were living at one point. Yeah. So if you're being visited by something paranormal, just try to find out why. Maybe they have something to tell you, or maybe they're just wanting to comfort you, or, you know, in turn be comforted themselves. They have feelings and emotions too. Okay,
so like treat it almost like a true crime investigation, because I have to figure out their motive.
Yeah, you got to figure out their motive in order to help them move
solves
on.
the case.
Solve
or
the case.
help them move on. Yeah.
Solve the case. We're going to come at it from this angle because that's what Caitlyn can relate to.
Yeah. I'm like, so murder.
Murder. Another type of haunting could be a residual haunting, which happens when something like very bad took place in a space, when intense energy is put out into the universe, and it basically gets like recorded in the space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then it continues to repeat whatever events caused like that burst of energy that was recorded.
Okay.
Whether that's something like just a fight, like a really bad fight between people, if there was a rape there or a murder, and it doesn't even have to be like where someone has passed away to be like a recorded residual haunting. It could have just been like a really bad thing that happened.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. Or something good even. It doesn't all have to be bad. If something like really, really good happened, like a wedding or like parties or like music, laughing, like those things can all be recorded too. It's all about like just a big like burst of energy.
Why don't I have that kind of
right?
residual
Can we
haunting?
get that kind of? I want the party haunting.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, let's get the wedding party energy in here.
I was thinking like frat boys with beer bongs and.
Well, okay, so you said something earlier on about how like it can be something to the effect of like that it's tied to the land.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we've looked it up before, and I mean, I can't say about like this specific lot, but we're definitely living on, as most people are,
all people
stolen,
pretty much.
stolen land.
Yeah.
So that's,
and that could be a big part of it.
yeah,
which is why there's so many motherfucking hauntings just everywhere, because so much history went down.
yeah.
So if you encounter an apparition from a residual haunting, they won't interact with you. So this is kind of like the big way you can tell. It's kind of like
Watching a movie.
It kind of like that, or like when Harry Potter looks into the pensive and he tries to talk to Dumbledore and he can't.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just a memory. That's kind of what it's like.
Oh, that's a plane. Okay.
That was a really scary sound in the headphones, though.
I'll be honest, I didn't care for that. Yeah, that was like a low rumbling moan.
Wow.
I don't know if you know this, but airplanes sound a lot like weird ghosts when you have headphones on, guys. Cool story. Should I be concerned about any of those ants coming back to haunt us?
You might.
Okay.
Yeah, we did kill a lot of them. And it was probably very traumatic for them.
Residual energy.
They might not know they're dead.
Yeah. Fuck. All right. Well.
So these residual hauntings can also be caused by repetitive actions. So if someone was doing the same thing every day, like they come home, they took their boots off and they walked in the kitchen to the fridge to grab a beer. Like you might hear this happening because they did it so much that it was like recorded in the space.
Oh, so it's them doing the same thing, not you. Yeah. I'm like, okay, am I triggering this by pouring myself a glass?
You could trigger it.
Am I triggering it by pouring myself a glass of wine and immediately jumping in the shower most nights when I get home from work?
That might be.
Because we've talked about it. Like, they like to come and visit when I'm in the shower.
Yeah. So these things can be triggered. I'll get to it in a second.
Okay.
So if you're encountering an apparition or something in a residual haunting, they won't know their surroundings either. So if something in the space changes, they will still kind of like go about their business as if it hadn't changed. So like if there was stairs at one point and this person was continually like walking up and down the stairs, like if it was a security guard or something walking up and down stairs for his job, that might still be recorded even if the stairs are gone. So you might see someone like walking up a phantom set of stairs.
Oh my God. Okay.
These recorded energies can be triggered either by like the timing, if it's the time of year or day that the event originally took place, or someone's actions might be the trigger as well, such as like fighting, crying, laughing. Music can trigger a residual haunting. Yours seems pretty interactive, though. It doesn't seem residual because it would be like the same thing happening every time.
Yeah.
You kind of get different things going on.
Yeah, that's true. Even the 2 times where I felt like my actions were very similar and it was the same time of day and same like kind of set of circumstances, what ended up like how it responded or how it interacted was different. Because the one time it was like the closet door that literally can only be moved by like a human hand. And then more recently it was like the like male voice that sounded like it was in the apartment.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean.
And they're not going to move stuff if it's residual. Like,
Yeah.
you'll see them if there's a door, if they're opening a door, you'll just see them doing the motion and like going through the door. They're not going to actually physically open a door.
Okay. So it's kind of like the ghosts at like the Harry Potter castle where like they just like float through stuff and like they interact with the space like almost like as they knew it.
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah. I feel like
it's kind of going to be like that. They're not going to like be banging stuff around. Like you might hear stuff like boots stomping or something happening, but it's not going to actually physically move anything in your space. From what I understand about residual hauntings.
So it's so funny because I feel like some of the portraits in the castle were more interactive, but the ghosts that were like loose, they were more like residual style.
Yeah. I mean, they did interact.
We'll just relate all of this back to Harry Potter.
Oh, I have another one. It's fine.
Okay.
This energy gets recorded more often and more easily in areas with a lot of quartz, which is the crystal rock, and granite or running water.
Running water?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like if you had like a stone table and maybe this stuff keeps happening to you in the shower. Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure so much a shower or it's like if there's a
natural
like a stream. Yeah, like a natural water source.
They're like, listen, not that many people live close to streams, so we've had to like branch out.
Yeah. This is our stream now.
Yeah.
So the next haunting we're going to talk about is a fun one.
Is it fun?
Do you want to guess?
Oh, you're going to just like jump straight into like a succubus, aren't you?
No.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to guess?
I that was my guess. I don't know. I'm on the spot.
Her face.
I'm like a deer in the headlights. Yeah. No, I am. I'm like, oh God, is there more? Of course there's more.
Oh, there's a lot more.
Oh, there's so much more. Okay.
The next one we're going to talk about is a poltergeist haunting.
Oh, yeah. I definitely should have guessed
This is a fun one.
Okay. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
For me to talk about anyway.
Oh,
it's not fun to experience. Maybe.
Okay.
So the word poltergeist comes from a German word poltern, meaning, I said this again, this is fun, meaning to clatter, to bluster, to rumble, to swashbuckle, to jangle, to make a din, to crash about.
Oh my goodness.
Or to make a racket.
Oh geez. What about a commotion? Did you say that?
No, I did not, but yeah, that too. So
there we go.
To be fucking loud and obnoxious.
Yeah. Annoying as fuck.
Yeah. And the word Geist is German for ghost or spirit.
Oh, okay. So you're a loud ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, usually people describe it as poltern, meaning noisy, but I liked the big, long string of different words that used to say that. So I really like to swashbuckle.
No, just so it's perfectly clear.
Yes. I don't know what to make a din means.
Oh, to make a din is just to be loud.
I assume.
Yeah.
Based on context.
Yeah, that's old-timey, and I think that's more of like a Midwestern phrase. Oh,
interesting. I liked it.
I've heard like my grandparents say that. It's a Midwestern thing. Like if they grew up in Minnesota or Iowa, you've probably heard that one.
Interesting. So this activity usually starts off pretty mild with like knocking or banging or things moving around. And over time, activity levels increase to hearing voices or even seeing apparitions.
Cool.
Yes. It will even gain more strength, and it can make, objects fly across the room, shake your bed. It's even been known to like throw people across the room when it gets really, really strong.
Like it can actually physically like move.
Mm-hmm. It can move stuff.
Oh, the shaking the bed. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm out.
Oh, sorry. Bye. Halfway through the episode, we're done.
Oh my God.
People often attribute this kind of haunting to a teen girl kind of going through puberty and affecting the energy around her.
Okay. Like someone who thought that Chris was actually her boyfriend, maybe?
No, not like the ghost. Not like, it's like an actual physical person, like having an effect on the energy around them. So like if it was you causing it, you wouldn't know, but your energy would cause the energy around you to kind of just go crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, and people attribute it to like teen girls because they're highly fucking emotional.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like maybe like somebody who's a highly emotional ADHD woman.
Yeah, it could be.
They're like, yeah, you're basically a teenage girl.
But it has been reported to happen to like a lot of different people. So I don't think it's not just like teen girls.
Okay.
The one common thing is the activity usually does center around one person.
You don't say.
Yeah. Though several people in the same space might have the experiences, the activity increases when the person is around and decreases when they're away. So if like Chris didn't have any experiences when you weren't home, it might be you. But he has though, right? He's had some experiences when you were gone, right?
Actually, I'll have to ask him because he's definitely shared experiences with me that I wasn't aware of, but I think that sometimes I was probably there and I happened to be in the kitchen. So we're going to have to drill down.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to interrogate him later.
I saw a Ghost Hunters episode. I think it was Ghost Hunters where they were investigating, and like on the initial tour with the homeowner, there was like activity already happening. But then when she left and they started the investigation, like they had nothing happening. So they were like, let's bring her back in. And immediately stuff started happening again.
Whoa.
And you don't have any idea. She had no idea that she was the cause.
Wow.
And most times it's a person having kind of like mental health issues. So that...
I don't know what you mean by that.
Because that causes like all kinds of stuff.
But it seems like in that situation, if there's one person that's kind of the catalyst, what you're saying is that it seems like that person is almost totally like unaffected and unaware.
They're just unaware that they're the cause of what's
so they're
happening.
still experiencing it.
Yeah.
They're seeing it or hearing it, whatever. But
yeah.
Okay.
And they could be even unaware that they're having mental health issues. It could be something like high stress levels. And if that's the case, if you're having high stress levels, it's kind of sometimes hard to pinpoint when like a mental health crisis has started. So you're having stress too because all of this crap is happening around you. This might have started before to kind of set it off, but you might not know like, hey, this started before all of the activity.
Oh my God, how weird. That's so oddly specific.
I know.
Uh-huh.
Not trying to be.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay. Does anybody know where my blood pressure medication is?
Yeah. And if this is the case, you should definitely seek some, medical care. Try to get your mental health in check if you think you're having like poltergeist activity, because that might be the cause of it.
All right.
Yeah. So, Caitlyn, Check your mental health.
You know, what's funny though, is that as we've kind of calibrated my medications, I feel like it's been far less menacing.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't like how it feels like you all of this about me.
I didn't.
Oh my
I
God,
just wrote
that's so funny.
what my research told me.
It's funny. It does kind of make me think, like, I know we're not done, but I'm like, ooh, poltergeist feels like that strikes a chord.
Yeah.
But
it is very rare though. So it's one of the rarest type of hauntings. I mean, even though there's like tons of movies about it and stuff, it's pretty rare to actually have this type of haunting.
Okay, that's good to know.
That should make you feel a little bit better.
Okay.
I can't leave this subject without saying that a lot of people think these hauntings are just faked. Just big old hoaxes for attention. I do believe that sometimes this is the case. There's definitely been some evidence of people, pulling some shenanigans. It's definitely something to be aware of. We know Caitlyn is not fucking faking it.
I don't want anything to do with this, you guys.
Yeah, she doesn't. But again, it comes back to like this mental health thing. So if people are faking it, they definitely need some professional medical help as well.
So either way,
go to the fucking therapist, please.
Yeah. See a medical professional.
Yeah. And that's kind of like the first step, to if something is really, really going wrong, go see if it's like your mental health first. Like take that first initial step, or like nothing's ever going to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got another promo roll that we are really excited to share today.
Have you suffered from chronic boredom?
Dude, I'm bored right now.
Then try Friends Talking Nerdy. 8 out of 10 podiatrists agree. A twice-weekly treatment of Friends Talking Nerdy, which you can get every Wednesday and Saturday at noon on your podcast provider of choice, will cure you from athlete's foot, the vapors, and chronic boredom.
Oh, but I'm worried about what I put in my body. What does Friends Talking Nerdy contain?
Friends Talking Nerdy contains only the finest pop culture commentary, well-intentioned rants, and off-color humor, guaranteed to make you smile. Results not typical? Contact a medical professional before starting podcast treatment. In rare cases, listening to the show has resulted in fits of laughter.
Oh my gosh, I'm cured! How can I thank you?
I have a prescription for that.
Friends Talking Nerdy.
You guys, we're back.
Hi. Are you ready to move on to the next?
I mean, I guess so.
Demons. Demonic hauntings.
Mm-hmm.
So these are caused by something that is purely energy. So these never had like an actual human body. They were never alive. We never talked to them on this earth. They're mostly looked at as evil. Obviously,
like
demons, evil.
Evil, yeah.
Yeah, these types of hauntings can be somewhat tricksy to figure out at first because they can basically take any form that they want to. So they can start off looking like beautifully angelic or like an innocent child just to lure you in. And they can be very manipulative.
Did you mean to say tricksy?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I totally did.
Okay. I was like, wait.
Tricksy.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I just didn't want to go too far and be like, hey, by the way, also way back there.
You said tricksy.
Yeah. I like it personally. So.
I always say that. I can't say it right anymore. So they're very, very manipulative and they might try to get you to like do naughty things.
Like what?
I don't know. Anything they want.
Oh.
Basically,
okay.
They're just trying to make you do things that you would normally do.
Like tequila.
Yep.
Just like tequila.
They're like, hey, come in here and take some shots with me. It's fine.
You can dance, I swear.
They could also take the form of something completely horrific. They know what you're scared of, and they might try to take this form as like another manipulation tactic.
I don't care for that. I don't. No. No, thank you.
So again, I'm going to turn to Harry Potter and say it's like a bogart. A bogart?
No.
Bogart? Bogart?
A bogart.
Bogart?
A bogart.
They have an accent, so I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to be saying it.
Here's the thing, is if you're going to quote this much Harry Potter.
I know.
That's a bogart, that is.
A bogart.
A bogart. Okay, well, Hermione said bogart, so, I mean, everything she says has been peer reviewed, so. All right.
It's a bogart. So it's kind of like that, you know, where it just turns into your like worst nightmare, and
I don't need that in my life. Like
right?
bogart, buggart, bugger off.
We don't
How about that?
need it.
No.
And now I'm just convinced that I don't have any actual knowledge in my brain. It's all just wizards and dirty jokes. So,
I mean, same.
anyway, keep this in mind if you ever see something that's like the most terrifying thing you've ever seen, because it might just be a demon being a giant dickhead.
Okay.
And we're going to take some cues again from Harry Potter and just kind of picture this thing with like a big peen flopping around on its head and
Wearing
just, like,
a tutu.
Yeah, just rip that power right away.
Yeah.
Don't, what am I trying to say?
Don't let the fear control you.
Yeah, like don't give it your fear, because that
Yeah.
will just give it power.
Yeah. Okay.
They may take the form of like deep black shadows, mist, or smoke.
Weird.
Or like fog, but it's all going to be like black. It's not going to be like a white mist. It's going to be like a
yeah,
deep
because they
black.
want you to know, like, I'm evil, mist.
evil.
Yeah, I'm like evil smoke.
There's usually a smell associated with a demonic presence, like rotting meat or sulfur. I wrote suffer, but I meant sulfur. This is creepy. You also may hear growling. Like, growling is a big one.
Ew.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I'm really glad that I don't relate to this. Like
That's good.
0%.
Yeah, I hope not.
Okay.
Because we're going to need some professionals if that's the case.
Yeah. I mean, we did never have a priest come and bless the house,
Yeah.
but that's still an option.
Well, hopefully you might not need it.
Yeah.
A lot of times they like to push and hit and scratch, and the scratch marks usually, well, a lot of times what I've seen is there are like 3 scratch marks. They like to use the number 3 to like mock the Holy Trinity.
Bitch, 3 is like my favorite number. Okay.
They like to mock it. So
Well, fuck you.
fuck you, demon. Ooh, we
Seriously.
shouldn't taunt.
Yeah. Okay, we're not taunting.
Just kidding.
Okay.
That being said,
JK. Okay.
she's looking
It's
around
fine.
like, is there any demons listening? That being said, too, they will steal and like mess with religious symbols.
Good luck with that in this
Right?
house.
Ain't gonna find anything here. When they get really, really strong, they can lift like heavy objects and people and throw them around, kind of like poltergeisty, but obviously there's a lot of different things going on here too
Yeah.
to make it like a demonic haunting.
Okay. So
The-
they're smelly.
They're smelly.
They lift.
They
They're not skipping any day at the gym. Like leg day
exactly.
on.
They're very, very strong.
Okay. Cool.
The air might feel kind of like thick, and unlike other types of haunting where there's cold spots, with a demonic haunting, the air tends to get hotter. So like humid or
Like humidity is the
Yeah.
best way to actually describe that, where the air feels thick.
yeah, thick
It's because
and warm.
there's like moisture in the atmosphere.
Ew, they're moist demons.
They're moist. Huh.
Basically, a demon's end game is, like with all of this, is to eventually possess you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can't just do that willy-nilly, though. They need you to be weak-minded. So they do all of this terrorizing to kind of break down your mental health and to be
okay.
able to invade.
Okay. Well, I might, like, if I was going to say I related to this at all, there might be a demon in my office.
Ooh.
But only because of the humidity.
Oh,
That's
God.
literally the only thing. Because why are we running the office thermostat at like 45% humidity, you guys? Does anybody know?
Oh, to keep your skin nice.
It's disgusting. It makes me like have hot flashes.
Oh God, that's
Yeah.
awful. Well, you might need to do some checking and investigating around your office then.
I'm just going to run around the office screaming about diamonds.
Just start hanging crosses everywhere and see if they go missing. The good thing with these two are they are also very uncommon. There's a lot of movies and stuff about them as well, just like poltergeists. But it's really not ever likely that you're going to come across a demon unless you're being pretty reckless, like with a Ouija board or something.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely not happening in my house, so should be okay.
You know, as long as you know what you're dealing with, okay, and you can kind of like combat the evil thoughts that are in your brain for no reason.
Are you kidding me? I can't even combat the competing thoughts about snacks in my head.
No. Okay, so the next hauntings are going to be shadow people and shadow creatures.
I'll be honest, I don't love that name. It sounds a bit ominous.
Yeah, it's kind of ominous. These are going to be fully like black. They're going to have no features. Normally, you're going to see these like out of the corner of your eye. It might like move through a wall. And the article said like it might hop and skip around, which is super creepy.
Yeah, I don't love that.
I don't think they mean physically like hop, and they're not like skipping and hopping everywhere, but they'll maybe like blink in and out and like hop around is what I'm picturing, which is creepier than a skipping shadow person.
You're like, actually, my neighbor just like literally walks around hopping and skipping, and I'm just seeing his shadow.
Is he like fully black with no facial features?
No.
This is creepy. So they might even just be standing there staring, which is a lot of the times what people see them doing.
But if they have no facial features, how do you know that
Like,
they're staring?
Just standing there, like, I guess,
like
assuming
hovering.
they're staring because you can't see their eyes, but they're just standing there. Maybe you can kind of like maybe see their head is down, like staring at the floor or something. Her face is like, oh God. Often people report feelings of dread when they encounter a shadow figure.
Well, yeah, because they're just standing there without a face, but
being
still
terrifying.
staring
Yeah,
at you.
Exactly.
Okay, gross.
And mediums usually say that these entities are not human, even though they might have like a vaguely human shape.
Yeah, they're like humanoid in appearance.
Yeah, but they're not.
That's where the comparison ends.
Sometimes these shadow people seem to be wearing a hat, and this is commonly referred to as the Hat Man.
What the
Have you heard of the Hat Man?
No.
I kind of just assume that everyone knows these things that I've been listening to my whole life. Yeah, the Hat Man is, a lot of people see him just staring at them, sometimes when they're sleeping or like off in a distance, they'll see them. We can go into it more in like another episode for sure, but not in this episode because I don't think this is what's happening around Caitlyn's house. But we can dive into that a little bit later.
You know what's funny about that though?
I don't want to know. It doesn't seem like it's going to actually be funny.
Well, no. And this isn't something current, but I was told by 2 officers that showed up at my house when I thought someone had broken in. It was when Charlie was a puppy, and he went running all the way up the stairs in the condo that I was living at the time, and he wouldn't come back down. He wouldn't come back downstairs.
Oh.
And he was like periodically, like sometimes he'd be growling, sometimes he'd be barking, and then he'd come and he'd peek around the corner and he'd look at me and he'd be like, "Hi, Mom."
Oh God.
And I'm like, "Baby, please come back downstairs." I'm really scared. Like, it was like after dark and I've been, at work all day, and he's like, won't come down, but like he won't stop barking. And so finally, when the cops showed up, they were like, "Yep, we checked the whole house. Like, everything's okay." And I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. And they're like, no. Like, it's better to be safe than sorry. You know, they're like, if your animal seems like it's alerting to something, we totally understand. And they're like, just so you know, dogs will oftentimes like alert or react in a way that's like defensive or aggressive when they see hats.
Oh,
They
interesting.
don't like hats.
Yeah.
And they said that, you know, they're not sure if it's because of the hat itself or if they just see it like somewhere in the room and they think it's a person because the hat's like at the right height for a person or whatever. So yeah, they're like, I don't know, could have been that. And I was like, okay.
It was probably just Hat Man.
Yeah, it's probably just Hat Man. So thanks, Charles.
Ooh, we're definitely going to talk about that at some point because
Okay.
it's an interesting one.
I don't want to hang out with him. I'm not going to lie.
I don't.
Yeah.
So the next one we're going to talk about is elemental hauntings.
What?
Yeah. This is the one you're going to be interested in.
Okay. Ooh.
And these are beings of the elements. So earth,
What?
water, wind, and fire. And there's a big old list of different elementals that I'm going to get into.
Okay. My
So-
first question is, can they possess me and then I control the weather?
No.
Okay.
But they
Alright.
can.
I mean, I'm less excited, but continue.
So elementals play a role in a lot of different cultures. In English European tradition, they are known as, are you ready? Deep breath. Fairies, elves, devas, brownies, leprechauns, gnomes, sprites, pixies, banshees, goblins, dryads, mermaids, nymphs, trolls, dragons, griffins, and apparently many, many, many more.
What the fuck? All
Yeah.
of those are in this same category?
All of those are elementals. So like gnomes would be an earth elemental, mermaids would be water elemental, dragons would be fire. Yeah.
Whoa.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
So these are all invisible to humans unless you do like a meditation to contact them.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Want to
I
do a
didn't-
meditation?
They're supposed to be.
now?
They're supposed to be invisible.
Yeah, you can't see elementals.
They're the ones I want to see the most.
Right. They're like interdimensional, so they live on like a different dimension than we do. So we can't see them, but they're like occupying our space. They're just in a different dimension.
They're like on a different plane.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want to go there. I want to go to there.
I want to go to there. You can do a meditation to contact them. You're like, but I don't meditate.
I definitely don't, but I could give it another shot.
So most of the time, they're not just going to be chilling around your home or urban areas. They're going to be living out in nature with the elements, taking care of the land. But some of them may try to seek vengeance if they feel like they've been treated unjustly. Like if, was that the dog?
Yeah.
That had to have been. Okay.
Yeah, she was playing with her toy.
Fairy?
Fairy?
Like if they or their land has been disrespected.
Okay.
It's kind of like the displacement of wildlife. So that means like the clearing of the land to say build some apartments may have displaced some elementals and they might be pissed about it.
Okay.
So they might have been here long before you, terrorizing.
Oh.
Signs of an elemental haunting can be the same as like an intelligent or poltergeist type haunting. So objects can be moved around or slammed or destroyed or hidden or just plain missing.
Okay.
You can maybe see like glowing balls of light or like fast moving whips. I always say whips and I mean wisps. Wisps of light.
Oh, okay. I was like, what is
Yeah.
what? Okay.
So I guess although you can't like see them, I guess they might pop up as like an orb or like a flash of light or something like that. According to my research, I am again not a professional. Being pushed or grabbed or your hair pulled or even bitten. Have you been bitten?
No.
But
not
I'm like,
bitten.
this sounds a lot like a freaking toddler. Doesn't
Yeah.
it? like
It does.
biting you and hiding your stuff.
I mean, definitely we've both had the experience of like something like it wasn't menacing per se, but like touching you, like
Yeah.
it brushing up against my hair.
I feel like that might not. I feel like they're a little more
Aggressive.
Yeah, not like aggressive, just like being a little turd.
Okay.
You know, they're kind of like little toddlers, I feel
Yeah.
like. And I
Okay.
hope I'm not disrespecting any elementals right now by saying that. But
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
fine. Because
they're
you get to
mad.
go back to your house.
Yeah.
So, like, who cares, right?
I don't mean it. I mean, they're just like mad because they want
Yeah.
their land back, you know?
Yeah.
So 100% we'll be diving into elementals a little bit more. We could probably do literally an episode on each one.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be doing that. So there's one more type of haunting that I want to talk about a little bit, and that is a portal haunting. So this is like a doorway for interdimensional beings to pass through.
Okay.
So with this type of thing with a portal, you're going to see like a bunch of different things happening, like seeing strange mists or fogs or shapes or balls of light or even strange creatures. Basically, if the activity is always changing, if you're not seeing the typical characteristics of the other types of hauntings mentioned, definitely if you're seeing like strange creatures that don't have the demonic type of characteristics, this could be a portal type situation. So do you remember what we do with portals, Caitlyn? We throw pizza into them. Do you remember in the vortex where the guy thought there was a portal there, and he's like, I'm gonna throw pizza in there because they need pizza on the other side.
Oh my God. Yes, I do. I must have.
It was a long time ago.
Well, no, I'm thinking we're literally preheating the oven for a pizza
Oh,
right
that's
now.
right.
And I'm thinking I must have blocked that out because like the idea of just like throwing a pizza into the abyss, I'm like, you monster. Like, he is obviously possessed by a
Right.
demon.
Oh
like,
my
who would do
gosh.
such a thing?
Well, I think that we should throw that pizza we're about to make into your closet and see if there's a portal in there.
You know what? Here's the deal. I think I'm going to enjoy that pizza and appreciate it far more than any sort of otherworldly being.
Right.
So,
Because we talked about that too. Like,
yeah.
they're not going to want pizza on their, like, the other side through the portal. Like, they probably have something way better.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do the tarot reading just for funsies, kind of see what pops up about these hauntings.
Okay.
We get a card with a ghost on it. I would literally poop my pants.
I think if you would like pee or poop your pants, I would probably spontaneously combust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she would.
So,
And we'll have it on camera. Okay, so let's ask the cards, maybe try to ask it what's in Caitlyn's apartment? Like what type of haunting it would be? Maybe, I'm not sure what kind of answer we're going to get, to be honest, but it doesn't hurt to try, right?
well, it would give you maybe an idea about like kind of what its intention is or like what its nature is.
Head us in the right direction of what we're dealing with here, honestly. I'm feeling like you should definitely cut the cards since it is your apartment. I'm feeling like you should probably pick,
Okay. It's the Two of Cups.
in reverse.
It is. That it is.
I'll describe it for everyone while you're searching. It is two lovely, beautiful women holding two pink chalices. One's in the water and one is on the beach. Interesting, since we talked about elements just now.
Oh, yeah.
There's also a lion in the sky with wings and
That sounds like a mushroom fever dream or something.
What's that little symbol? Oh, maybe I'm sure it'll describe it.
Oh, okay.
I always want to describe the card, and then it actually
Yeah.
has a description in the book.
It does, yeah. So 2 of Cups, our keywords are partnership, harmony, creative exchange, and cooperation.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay. In many decks, the 2 of Cups shows a man and a woman holding chalices as if toasting each other. The card represents joining forces with someone, either romantically or in a creative, spiritual endeavor. You share a common dream, interest, or passion and can work together to bring it into being. Mutual respect and equality exist between you. Okay. I did actually draw the 2 of Cups. Okay.
Yep.
Sure
in
did.
reverse.
Okay. Because that's definitely more the energy of like the people that live in the apartment.
Yeah.
But
Maybe they're trying to tell you to just live with them and be harmonious. Do you want me to read it? Because your face is
okay. Reversed. When the 2 of Cups appears reversed, it suggests disharmony and a lack of. Oh my God.
That's kind of what I was thinking it would go with the reverse.
Okay. When the 2 of Cups appears reversed, it suggests disharmony and a lack of cooperation. It may mean a partnership takes a while to get going or that you run into obstacles. In some cases, it indicates dwindling affection, inequality, or a lack of supportiveness in a relationship.
You're not supporting the ghost.
I feel like the ghost is not being very supportive of me.
Play nice, you two.
Yeah, and that feels like we're in couples therapy. In a reading about money, the reversed 2 can signify an uneven investment of resources. It can also represent complications or a delay in receiving money, especially from a joint venture, trust, divorce settlement, or legacy. Well, I mean, whatever it is that's hanging out here is living rent-free. So I would say financially very uneven. If the reading is about your job, this card may mean you don't feel a business partner is pulling his or her weight or you don't get the support you desire. It can also point to a lack of cooperation in your workplace. Okay, well, I feel like we're definitely experiencing difficulty in our workspace from this particular entity, individual. In a reading about love, the reverse 2 sometimes represents a secret liaison, or it may point to a period of disharmony or cooling affection. Perhaps there's a lack of balance or equality in a relationship.
You know what's really funny, too, to me, because you started off by saying the ghost thinks that Chris is her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And this is all about like trouble in relationships. And I just think that's really interesting.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's
Was there
fine.
any little excerpts or anything?
Yes. Okay. So I'll go back a little bit because this is actually after the interpretation for the card in the upright position. So this says Origins of the Toast. According to the International Handbook on Alcohol and Culture, raising glasses in a toast recalls the ancient tradition of offering sacred libations to the goddesses and gods in hopes of receiving favors from them. The Greek god Dionysus and his Roman counterpart Bacchus are perhaps the best known wine-drinking deities. But mythology also raises its glass to the Zulu fertility goddess, a name that I would definitely have to do some practice and research to pronounce. We'll come back to that. The Sumerian beer goddess Ninkasi, the African party girl goddess Yasigi, and Succulus, the Celtic god of alcoholic drinks. So we have gotten the Two of Cups in the upright position. So we've actually read this.
I was going to say that sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's really interesting. All right. Well, did anybody else feel like they needed more information to decide whether or not the ghost thought it was Chris's girlfriend?
Right.
Honestly, that is so weird because that's something I've jokingly said now for quite some time, and it's kind of creeping me out.
Yeah, that is super strange. It's also, it's really interesting that we talked about like the elements and it has like water and earth, and so maybe that could be a sign as well of like what this thing is. I don't know. We'll have to keep it all in mind.
Well, it's interesting because, it's basically on a beach and there's one of them standing in the sand, one of them standing just at the very water's edge. And then you see a lighthouse in the distance. I don't know. It's very interesting.
What does it mean?
I don't know.
Gosh.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, listen.
There's more?
He has moved on.
Oh.
Anyway, so in other lessons about not haunting ghosts or paranormal entities. Oh, yikes. Okay. Well, this was really fun. All right.
Alrighty. Well, this has been fun. Stay tuned for the next episode, which I think I kind of already talked about what they're going to be, but I'm not going to tell you which one is next.
Yeah, it's a surprise.
Have a creepy ass day. See you next Tuesday. Don't get haunted. Bye.
Or do. It's totally up to you.
Or do.
Yeah. That's between you and your paranormal entity.
Mm-hmm. Tis.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh. So for all of you that are listening, if you have any true crime or paranormal stories that you want us to share, maybe with the whole Pacific Northwest.
Yes, we would love to read them on the pod.
Yes, we will read them out loud.
Not just in our heads.
Yes. They don't have to be from the Pacific Northwest if you would like to share. Email us at pnwhauntsandhomicides@gmail.com. It's all spelled out, no special characters. Super duper easy peasy.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Same thing as the email at pnwhauntsandhomicides, all spelled out, no special characters. Please also rate and review us on whatever platform you're listening to, and check out our stories on social media because our meme game is hot.
Agreed.
And if you agree, like Caitlyn, you can also find us on Patreon and support the show.
Bitchin'.
Recording in progress. I should get a job for Zoom. I could be their robot lady.
I think you'd be really good at it.
I have a really good robot lady voice.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please hold while you suck my ball sack.
Soup's professional.
That's what we are here.
And then
Profesh.
profesh.